O Show. This is the Big 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 O Show.
Just one place sold the most Acura models in the last 17 years. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Drive a new 2025 RDX for $19 a month during our 17th anniversary sale.
When presenting an award to an employee, athlete, executive, or fantasy GM, make sure you call Orvieto's Awards and More. For 35 years, these custom award specialists have been providing plaques, trophies, custom framing, while providing state-of-the-art laser and computerized engraving, UV printing, and glass crystal etching. They do all their engraving and printing in-house for quality control. Call Charles at 305-949-8098 or visit them at orvietosawards.com. Orvieto's Awards and More, where recognition is rewarding.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
I think I know what this is. Houston, we have a package. Hello?
No matter where you are, the Sloman Shield home security system guards your home. With next-gen perimeter protection, 24/7 monitoring, and interior motion sensing. And right now, get a free Sloman Shield security system and doorbell camera, all professionally installed, for free.
Shield your world, the Sloman Shield.
Just one place sold the most Acura models in the last 17 years. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Take $10,000 off a 2025 Acura MDX during our 17th anniversary sale.
It starts every morning before the sun comes up. Projects are laid out. Plans are made. Equipment is fueled and loaded with inventory to handle all service requests. Orders are given to an army of skilled landscape maintenance professionals, certified arbor trimmers, irrigation technicians, and licensed pest management experts who fan out to communities and businesses all over South Florida. Experienced, on time, and dependable. Our staff is fully trained, licensed, and insured. Contact us by phone, email, social media, or through our website to answer all your landscape questions. We are Cutter's Edge. Total Landscape Solutions.
After 4 40 years, the Big Cheese Miami is still producing great Italian food. They started in 1984. Since then, they've been winning awards while being voted the best inexpensive Italian restaurant in Miami. Visit them for great food, amazing service. Witness the decades of Cane's memories. The walls are like a Miami Hurricanes Hall of Fame. The Big Cheese delivers anything on its menu or party platter menu to your home, office, or even a park for a picnic. Located at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue, Miami. Call 305-662-6855. TheBigCheeseMiami.com, where they serve large portions at family prices.
It's big. It's gigantic. It's the Toyota of Hollywood Super Sale. Over 2,000 Toyotas from just $17,988. Like a Corolla LE, not $24,000, $17,988. Buy with 0% financing, 0 down. Join the fun and get a super deal at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
When it comes to your smile, confidence is so important. At Moody S Dental, they provide the services to get your smile back. This family-run practice prides itself by offering the latest technology to give your family the best experience possible. Moody S Dental has been in business for over 30 years with offices in Hialeah and Plantation. They accept most major dental insurances. They provide free new patient exams, 20% off select treatments. To qualify, please follow us on Instagram at moodys.dental. Moody S Dental has been in business for over 30 years. To schedule an appointment in Hialeah, call 305-821-0231 and Plantation 954-692-6825. From Invisaligns, dental implants, same-day crowns, and the preventative care and preservation to get your smile back. Go to moodysdental.com to find out more and tell them Big O sent you.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
Before you buy or lease a Honda, Volkswagen, Hyundai, or any other model, compare Subaru, rated #1 in safety at Subaru of Pembroke Pines. Buy with 0.9% financing, 0 down. Forester with symmetrical all-wheel drive, $259 a month. Crosstrek with symmetrical all-wheel drive, $239 a month. During the Subaru A Lot to Love event at Subaru of Pembroke Pines, South Florida's #1 volume Subaru retailer.
If you're looking to take your home or business to the next level, then RM Contractors can assist you. RM specializes in new residential turnkey, new commercial turnkey, home and office remodeling. Call them for free estimates. Serving all of South Florida, licensed and insured. Call Ray, 305-345-3649. You work hard to create the perfect atmosphere. You dream it, we'll build it. RM Contractors, 305-345-3649. Or Instagram at RMC Fisher Island.
Hi, this is Jeff Welt from Welton Rayom. Dan and I have been in business together for over 22 years. We're not your typical lawyers. When Dan's not working in the office, he's flying his stunt plane. When I'm not in the office, I'm either getting tattooed, bowling, riding a motorcycle, or going to concerts. We might not be your typical attorneys, but we are aggressive attorneys, and we'll do whatever it takes to get you what you deserve. Consultations are always free. Call us anytime, 24/7.
Welton Rayom can help.
Just one place sold the most Acura models in the last 17 years. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Drive a new Acura ZDX, $439 a month during our 17th anniversary sale.
The viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyAccess.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website.
Good morning, boys and girls. Welcome aboard to a Thursday edition, August 14th, 2025, day number 18,841 since the Miami Dolphins lifted the Vince Lombardi Trophy. It's the reality. It's what we live. Now we'll have day 2 of their scrimmage versus the Lions. Will it determine how the season evolves? Of course not. Will it determine how we feel a little bit about the team? Yes. And so that's just kind of the way it goes. Although it's, it's not going to be easy. So let's see if the boys can respond today. We'll see what comes out of Detroit. We'll keep you informed on everything going on with the Dolphins, of course. If there's any changes. They did make a roster move today. Dolphins signed offensive lineman Yandi Kajust, Miramar High product. They placed Jermaine Ifedi on the IR. He was terrible, dude. I mean, he was horrible. And maybe he got injured in the game, but at no point was he showing anything. So just get ready, man. It's going to be a rough one. I've been trying to warn you guys. I know some of you don't want to hear it, but, I try to prepare you guys for the reality of anything that goes on. The other move today that happened, is it Dolphin related or not? Is the question. This is the other move that I would say, is it? Free agent cornerback C.J. Henderson, the former first-round pick of the Jags, signed with the Falcons. And he picked Atlanta over several suitors, supposedly. That's what the report says from the insider. Now, I've been in this business for a long time. So I know about a lot of stuff and how it goes on, okay? And I know a lot about these insiders, all right? Notice how none of these insiders have a real opinion about anything. They'll talk about something and they'll talk about it on both ends. Well, if this happens, then this could happen. If that could happen, this could happen. They state the obvious. They never they never stand somewhere on a fence like I do. I'm never in the middle of the fence ever. You guys know that. I am going to tell you what I believe, and that's it. And I'm going to die on that hill. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And if I'm right, I'm right. You know what I mean? But I don't play that bullshit game. You know what I mean? But they have to. They have to play politics because they can't piss off teams. They can't piss off players. They can't piss off agents. So they got to play all that. And they got to do favors. So did C.J. Henderson, example. Now there's some stupid story out there because somebody put out there about Odell being retired. Oh, I'm not retired. And then one of the insiders out there doing a favor for the agent probably. Well, several teams are monitoring the Odell Beckham situation, which they're not. Nobody's monitoring. Nobody gives a shit about Odell Beckham. But that's an insider doing a favor for an agent. Hey, do me a favor. Just throw that out there. So C.J. Henderson signs with the Falcons and picked them over several suitors. Okay, are the insiders breaking that story doing a favor for the agent by saying my guy's going to the Falcons and he picked it over a couple of other teams? And maybe it's bullshit. So I just want you to know how this works because there's a lot of bullshit out there. You know what I mean? I can read through most of the bullshit, but like this one on C.J. Henderson, I'm not sure because he's good enough and the Dolphins are desperate and bad enough that they could need him. They could need anybody. They could need Asante Samuel no matter what his dad says.
You know what I'm saying? They could need anybody that's available. So that's the only thing that I would throw out there. The CJ Henderson thing, that he picks the Falcons, did he pick him over the Dolphins? Or is it an agent just putting bullshit out there? You know, not outside and not the Falcons. Oh, over several suitors is my point. But I want to tell you guys honestly that it could go both ways on that one. This could be real, or it could be just typical bullshit that national insiders have to kind of go through because that's just the way it is. You know, sometimes they'll have to do favors, and sometimes they'll even have to look bad on a story, you know, not like totally wrong or something, but something that they, you know, weren't necessarily totally on target, but they don't care because it's very few misses for all their hits. So, you know, for the percentages, they're willing to do those kind of things at times. But I just want you to know, because when you see a national insider, watch, learn, understand, watch them. None of them have an opinion at all. They can't. They can't. Until it gets to a point where it's so obvious that the guy, I don't know, killed 8 people. And then, you know, then they can have an opinion. Well, you know, he's a killer. He killed 8 people. You can't have a person like that on your football team and in your community. Okay, dude. You know, that kind of stuff. So be careful with that. So just wanted to throw that out there. The CJ Henderson move could also be a move that was Miami interested in him. We don't know. We have no idea. You know, we know Rasul Butler's out there. We know all the guys that are out there. But we don't know exactly which one, if they were interested in any of them. And we'll see what CJ Henderson signs for, too. Because remember, we told you that they were all holding out for money. And that's one of the reasons why also the Dolphins weren't committing to any of those other guys, because they felt they wanted too much. So we'll see. Let's see. What else do we have? Nothing yet on the Dolphins front for the practices, but at least you've got the transactions for today. We'll get into a couple of other Dolphin stories. Also, what else? Let me go to the chat board. Don't forget, smash the hell out of the like button, please. That's a great way of getting the algorithms going out there. And you can also make a donation to the show, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. And you can make a Bitcoin or Ethereum donation as always. And we appreciate that. Let's see what else. I see Jaybird is in. Dolphin Dave is in. Oscar Rojas, Jose, One-Eyed Jack, 130K coming in sooner. Oh, yeah. We do have, and just a little crypto. Let me just get it out of the way. We got a nice little dip. We're at what, 118, 119 right now, something like that, I think. Let me see. Yeah, 118, 276 after hitting an all-time high of 124 yesterday. Why? We had a horrible PPI report as inflation rises to 3.3 for wholesale goods. This is the producer price index. And this is a number that we haven't seen since March of 2022. So COVID times. They were expecting 2.5. The previous was 2.4. It came in at 3.3. So they thought it would go up 0.2% and went up 0.9%, almost a whole percentage point. Highest reading in a long, long time. So markets are tumbling right now. Bitcoin has gone down, which really I don't know why, but I'm glad it just buys the rest of us time. As for the markets, let me tell you, considering it, and Dow down 66 points and the S&P down 7, which is what I'm seeing right now as I pull it up. Let me see if I leave it here, it gets refreshed. It's not too bad, actually. I expected it to be a little bit more. Jobless claims hit 224,000. They were expecting 227, so just under. So that's actually a good thing. Bitcoin and Ethereum almost hit its high, 47, whatever, 80 or something. It didn't pass it. So it did hit 47.50, 47.60. It got really, really close, but it did not hit an all-time high. And now it's down also. Let me see where is Ethereum right now? Let's see. Ethereum is at 4,589. So it's a small dip. It's not these aren't major dips. These are small dips. And then the real good news happened, okay? And the stuff that I'm not surprised because the dude lies like it's going out of style. So after all that Bitcoin reserve crap talk, all that, Scott Bessent today announced that the U.S. will not be buying Bitcoin. First, the headlines were out there, will not be buying crypto. And I'm like, well, Bitcoin is not crypto. So we're confusing the two here. Bitcoin is completely different. It's not crypto. And so when you understand that, then you'll know what the hell I'm talking about. But then I went and I saw the interview myself, and I saw where Bessent basically said that they're not going to be buying crypto. That what they'll do is they have a Bitcoin reserve, but they won't be buying it. It's whatever they confiscate. They'll either, if they confiscate a bunch of Sol or whatever, they'll convert it to Bitcoin and put it in the reserve. Or if they confiscate from some drug dealer, somebody, I don't know, whatever, some kind of a thief or something, they then obviously move the Bitcoin there like everybody else does. And when they confiscate houses and cars and same shit that they do, everybody does that. Everybody does that in the world. So they'll be doing the same thing with Bitcoin. So they're not buying. I actually think that, and by the way, he also said they will not revalue gold. So again, the talk of revaluing gold, and so they can actually then sell some of the gold for Bitcoin. And because if they revalue our gold, it'll go through the roof because we have so much, and all that kind of stuff. They're not going to do any of that. So they're not going to revalue the gold. They're not going to buy they're not going to buy Bitcoin for the Bitcoin reserve. Remember, they talked about buying Bitcoin for the Bitcoin reserve. You had this woman, Loomis, with the whole plan and all that. Oh, it's going to happen. No, it's not going to happen. Okay, so that's dead. And remember when Trump said, we'll write a Bitcoin check for the deficit. That ain't going to happen either. It wasn't going to happen anyway. But, it's just stupid shit that they just like, hey, did you get your $5,000 Doge check? I'm waiting. Hey, Sean, did you get your $5,000 Doge check? Because I'm still waiting for that thing, bro. Still waiting for that thing. What happened to that $5,000 Doge check? Anyways, so like many of these promises and all that, they're all lies from either side. It doesn't matter. A Bitcoin whale yesterday bought $630 million in Bitcoin. So, it's, if you're smart, you'll take advantage. That's what this is. And the government not getting involved is better for the rest of us because Bitcoin is for the people. And it empowers people. You know what I'm saying? And I get why they probably aren't going to end up buying because it's really difficult where things are going, and then you're going to start allocating money there when you're taking money away from all kinds of services and all kinds of programs and all kinds of stuff, and then you're going to go buy. They can't do it. So I get why. And privately, everybody in the administration owns Bitcoin, so they don't give a shit. They don't give a shit. And let me tell you something. You already had the Biden mess where they were selling Bitcoin. So you end up these next couple years buying Bitcoin, and then you get some other idiot that takes over and doesn't believe in it and then starts selling it too. So, to me, a U.S. Bitcoin reserve, I'm glad it doesn't exist. It's better for you to have your own Bitcoin reserve. Not that I'm a financial advisor at all. I had fun yesterday tweeting out my tweet when I was excited that Bitcoin hit 24,000. So I kind of retweeted the 124 because that's fun, So I'm glad this is all good news and all that. And for all the stupid Bitcoin idiots and crypto idiots, and Bitcoin, and they'll build a reserve to kill our deficit. Nothing will kill our deficit. They are only going to add to our deficit. So get your Bitcoin. Not that I'm a financial advisor at all. Okay. At all. But anyway. Rock on, ladies and gentlemen. And we thank R&M Contractors, of course, getting it done. And always part of our crypto segments, Ray and Mike, 305-345-3649. That's 305-345-3649. They do complete remodel, full-blown kitchen upgrades, appliances, waterproofing, your balcony, flood test report, all of that's so important for condo owners. So if you live here in South Florida, call R&M Contractors. If you want to see the quality of their work, which is next level, go to their Instagram page at RMC Fisher Island. That's RMC Fisher Island, and check it out. Ray and Mike will take care of you and tell them that Big O sent you. 305-345-3649. If you're looking for it to be done right, call Ray and Mike at R&M Contractors. All right. Dude, Solana was at 210 and it's at 194 right now. It'll all go back, but it's just funny how you have your ebbs and flows, It's just interesting. All right, what do we have going on? Nothing yet so far on the practice front between the Dolphins and the Lions. Let me see what we got on the chat board here. Costa Nostra. NorCal is waking and a bacon. Lisa is loving life. Nyborg is in. Brooklyn Rob. Low expectations is good. That way we don't get disappointed, and if they exceed, then we're surprised and we love it. Alexis Palenzuela, Jaybird is smashing it. Remember, please smash the hell out of the like button. You've already got 55 likes, but we got 107 watching, so you guys can easily get us already to 100, and it gets the algorithms going. More people will find it, more people will watch the show, all that kind of stuff, download it. So appreciate it if you all can hit that like button, because it is important. You know what I mean? If you can make a donation, if you can hit the like button, if you can visit our merchandise shop, whatever it is, many ways to support our program. And hitting a like button is actually really, really important too. Vishal told y'all not to panic about Robinson. That's it. You got to wait till you actually know what the hell's going on. So apparently it's an arm injury with Chop Robinson. We don't know exactly what it is. It's not considered serious. He already put it out there on Instagram. So we got to trust him that if it's not serious, you're not going to put something out there. If it's not serious, then it's serious. Then you're going to lose all credibility with people. So I think he wanted to kind of calm people down, which, we were all freaking out. These are things that are franchise altering for your season when you lose players like this. So it's good to find out that it's not serious. I'm sure he's not going to be out there today, probably, or in the preseason game. They'll probably rest him, whatever it is. So all good. And it's an arm injury. All right. What it is, wrist, forearm, elbow, all of it, I have no idea. None of it, I don't know, dude. Whatever, but it's an arm injury, and that's it. Chef Jew, thank you, sir. Appreciate you. Lenny Pena, good morning to you. John Padilla, Jesse Johnson. Let's see. Frozen Fin Fan. We all want to see promising seasons and wins in the playoffs, not just practices. You know what I'm saying? Trumpflation up. It's Trumpflation. It's Bidenomics. It's whichever name of president you want to add. The nomics go with it. They're all the same, dude. You know what I'm saying? Just get your Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying? Look, listening from the UK, Rock Bear, get your Bitcoin, bro. That euro's going to suck. And in the UK, oh, God, yeah, you definitely need Bitcoin. So, yeah. Doesn't matter where you're at, bro. Really doesn't matter. UK, the United States, we all got shitty leadership every single time. Sweet Baby Ray says, the more I put my head around this, the more I think Greer is safe. Greer probably hired Flores. After that failed, I could see Ross and Garfinkel meddling to hire McD. It's, you know, you and I had a personal conversation, okay, over at the House of Blues in Orlando, Sweet Baby Ray, when we met for the first time there. There's something going on here, dude. As I've told everybody, look, you reset like this, when you reset like this, you know you're not going to be very good. No matter what some of you may want to think and convince yourselves, you're not going to be very good. You are super thin, rail thin in a lot of places. Okay, so you're not going to be very good. You don't have the coach that has the ability to take an off year. Like, hey, it's Spo. You know, we're resetting. We got a plan in place, so we're going to take a step back or two. And people say, all right, that's cool. That's all right if you're not as good. Spo's a badass. We know Spo's a badass. You know Spo's a badass. God forbid, 3-4 years from now, the Panthers may have to reset a little bit, right? And take a step back, and they may not be as good. But we have Paul Maurice and Bill Zito and all that, and we're going to go, all right, we're good. It's all right if Paul Maurice has an off year. It's all right if he has an off year or two, you know. Like, remember with Spo, you were waiting for the 08-09 season to get to 10 and all that kind of stuff. Okay. So here, follow me on this. You have a coach that has failed every year. He has underachieved every year, massively last year. He easily could have won 3 to 5 games. This is a guy that a lot of people don't want, including yours truly, coaching the team. So you're now going to take an off year, and then you're going to say, and you're going to have an off year, and you are going to have an off year. You are going to end up winning 5, 6, 7, 8 games. You're going to be mediocre this year. No matter what the hell some of you want to think, it's going to happen. Okay? So if it happens, you can casually just turn to your fan base and say, well, you know, it was kind of a soft reset. We're back next year with Mike McDaniel. There's no fucking way. There's no way. After you have underachieved for 3 years, have not convinced anybody that he's the guy, then you're going to take an off year, and you're going to then sell to your fan base and your season ticket holders and your sponsors and everybody that we're moving forward in 2026 with the same guy. There's no way. There's no way. That would be disastrous. Because another year of watching Mike McDaniel screw up and waddle around and ums and ahs and you knows, they will not want to see him in 2026. So that tells me that you've created an environment where you know he's going to fail, and you know you got to get out of that contract, but you don't want to look like the complete idiots that have to fire him before his new contract starts. So you're going to wait for cause. And then you'll have plenty of cause during the season, because there's no way you're going to succeed this year with that roster and that coach. If it was a great coach, then I can tell you, okay, man, you can overcome stuff, you can cover up stuff because this guy's a really good coach. That's not the guy we have. This doesn't smell right to me at all. They're not going to tell you that because they cannot. They cannot even tell the coach they're doing that. It's just, hey, Mike, we got to kind of reset here. We spent a lot of money, but, the numbers and everything and all that. And Mike's like, okay, but he's being paid. So he has failed in the last 3 years. So he has to know that. So they can't keep mortgaging the future. If you believe in your coach, you will mortgage the future. When you believe in Spo, you keep mortgaging first rounders and Terry Rozier and stupid moves and Kyle Lowry and all, because you believe in your coach. 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 Guys get injured with the Panthers. You go and get Jones. You go get Marchand because you believe in your coach. You believe in your system. You believe in your people. So you will mortgage, you will buy, you will keep this alive. What the hell are they keeping alive here, bro? A corpse? Come on. So whatever. You guys, those of you out, this is not the show for sensitive fans. If you're a sensitive Heat fan, Marlins fans, Panther fan, Inter Miami fan, Dolphin fan, this is not the show for you. Okay? If you just want pom-poms and you want, information coming from the team only, well then, hey, go ahead, bro. More power to you. If you're looking for an echo chamber, you can find those. There's lots of echo chambers in politics, in music, in entertainment, in sports. Go find your echo chamber so you can sit there and you can only hear what you want to hear. You're not going to hear always what you want to hear here. Okay, so nothing about this smells to me like you can sell Mike McDaniel for 2026. That's all I got to say. So prove me wrong. Go out and kick some serious ass in 2025 because there's no effing reason to bring you back in 2026. Mr. Figueroa says at least the Dolphins will give us something to bitch about all season during the post-game show. Yeah, that's probably going to end up happening, unfortunately. Yeah. Yep. Garfinkel is Einhorn. Fitzgrass is in Naples. Let's see. I miss the days of 9% inflation, lockdowns, and mass illegal immigration. Yeah. I miss those days too. I miss them all. I miss every one of them. I'm going to miss these days too down the line. Big O at 118. Nice dip. Yes, sir. Take advantage. Juan Rosa, Vishal, Jamie Zoria out in San Jose, Skylar Tipton, Georgia, whatever. How come you don't do shows with Dougie? He hasn't invited me. That's all. I haven't done any shows because he hasn't invited me on the show. Let's see. A-Train in there, Brian Landis. If NorCal says if any of the Big O radio show chat crew comes out to NorCal Dolphin Club for week 1 watch party, call me a blind ass fan. I'll give them a NorCal Club coin. What up, Sean?
I guess McDaniel might be talking right now. David Ferraro just sent out torn tricep muscle was the reason for Jermaine Ifedi going to injured reserve.
All right.
Because I guess they signed him and placed him on injured reserve, but that's why.
Okay.
I don't know if he's coming off of the injury or if I wouldn't think that he just got the injury. So I got to think he's probably returning. You know how they want to bring everybody in slowly. You don't want to get them in there and actually see competition.
Right. All right, so we've got the coach talking now. We'll pass over any kind of information that isn't ums, ahs, and you-knows. Okay. What else do we have? Things have changed. Used to see Miami Mike t-shirts a couple years ago. Jeff in Long Island is in the house. Miami Mate says, Big O, at this point, I wish Ross would sell the team. An entire new vision, drastic change must happen to remove that permanent stink that this team has. It's a 40-year stink, bro. Yes, sir, Sean.
David Furones also sent out, Dolphins coach said his current plan is not to play the first team in Saturday's second preseason game, but he's open-minded based on how Thursday's joint practice goes. And then also, I guess apparently he's tweeted out, I'm just trying to see what time he tweeted this out, 10:25, which would have been out 7 minutes ago. Edge rusher Chop Robinson is going right back onto the practice field after yesterday's injury scare. Mike McDaniel said it was a rib hit Chop took.
So now it's a rib hit and not a upper arm, shoulder, or whatever.
I'm going off what Furones tweeted out. He said it was a rib hit Chop took.
I'm looking at it here. It
Oh,
says rib
okay.
hit. Yeah. Dude, you can't believe anything out there. Everybody was saying it was now a shoulder, arm, forearm, wrist, whatever. It's ribs. Whatever. So then that sore ribs. That's all. If he's back out there today, then it's just sore ribs. So he's good. That's actually good that he's just back out there again. Didn't expect that. So, wow. That's terrible. Skylar says he saw Linkin Park on Monday in Chicago. Phenomenal show. I don't care what anyone says. The new singer brings her own flair to the classic songs, and the new songs are legit. Okay. What else? Tiger Shark Tony, good morning to you, sir. Magnus, good morning. Edward Thurston Howell, I don't think that the Dolphins offense is going to be too bad. We have 3 good backs and good wide receivers. I don't know how good the offensive line is. We still don't know how good the offensive line is. They have to prove themselves. And they have to stay healthy, my friend. That will ruin everything. Everything. You cannot have receivers without an offensive line. You can't have a productive run game without an offensive line. And Tua will not stay healthy with a bad offensive line. It'll be real hard for him. He's going to have to be so disciplined to get rid of it quickly. He can. He did it for 1 year. But he's going to have to play like that. Make quick decisions and get rid of the football. Just don't play the game where you're seeking contact, bro. Please, Tua. Stay away from contact as much as possible. You're going to get hit anyways. Back there in the pocket, those are the hits that you should be able to take and hopefully survive. But the ones that you're going to go out in the open field and all that and take on those, they're going to load up and knock your ass out. So, let's see what else. A-Tran says, Sean's my guy. Good pick by you, sir. Sean is the man. They don't make him better than Sean. That's for damn sure. Why can't Stephen Ross get the front office right? I kind of like the front office. I think it's the coaching part that they've got to get because they pick talent. They can find talent. I just think they've got to settle in and find the right coaches, and then you won't have all the turnover that you've had in talent because the switching of schemes and all that kind of crap. Then one coach comes in and he wants a different kind of player and all that. That's why I kind of talked about this offseason. Dude, make your team like players that can play in multiple schemes and players that transition. I think that's what they did with the big 3 fat guys at defensive tackle. I think that's what they did with their guards. And then big backs, and you can use them in all kinds of offenses because they're also pass catchers. I kind of like what they did, actually. They made the players that they got weren't necessarily specialists, like Agba was, and he doesn't fit one scheme but fits the other, and shit like that. And it's just stuff that you cannot, oh well, like our coach, he doesn't put an emphasis on guards. Nah, forget Rob Hunt. We could get another guy. No, dude, Rob Hunt is one of the 5 best guards in the NFL. You keep him. You keep a road grader. You keep a guy that can keep your quarterback healthy. And by the way, he's healthy all the time. There's enough problems with injuries in this league, not just the Dolphins, but in this league. In hindsight, that's where I was wrong, and so were the Dolphins on the Rob Hunt front. That's it. Okay, there's no other way to phrase it. And most of us were wrong on Rob Hunt because most of us did not want to pay a guard $20 million, but that was going to be the market. And from now on, the really elite guards are getting $20 million, and that's what happened this year. So, anyway, Dan Campbell today, sweep the ribs. The O-line cannot be worse than last year. You want to bet? What else do we have? Anything can be worse because injuries can create all kinds of havoc for any team, my brother. So yeah, it can happen. Don't challenge it, okay? Because it can happen. Frozen Fin Fan says, I appreciate your insight and thoughts. You're right about beat writers. Those associated with the team. Glad I'm far away in Arkansas. All right. Tiger Shark Tony is smashing the like button. Well, we're up to 75. We got 130 watching and 75. So I appreciate those of you that have made the effort. We can still get easily over 100 right now. So please give us a like. Get the algorithms going out there, folks. It's very, very important. True FinFan has a serious question. There's only 2 people I've hated like this on a personal level. Jimmy for what he did to Marino, and now McTurd. You have any feelings like this for any Dolphins? Yes, Jimmy. What he did to Marino, I saw it firsthand. I was in the locker rooms, and I saw the frustration in Dan's face, the bullshit that Dan had to go through with Jimmy Johnson, the embarrassment of stripping away the audibles, taking away a receiver in Irving Fryer, a Pro Bowler that we never got another guy like that again down the stretch. And he had 2 Pro Bowl years with Philly, the 2 pass catching backs. I know what you're going to say. I know, because I hear the stupid comment from Tua's side. Oh, Marino needs a perfect team. No, Marino needs players around him. And this asshole just took away all the players and the power and all that. So, yeah. I remember him trying Wildcat bullshit before the Wildcat crap with Marino. Like, what are you doing, bro? So, yeah, I remember a lot of that. Yeah. There's nobody I dislike more in Dolphin history than Jimmy Johnson. I think that's kind of come through on this show over and over again, many, many times. Okay. Because, a lot of you all there, you kind of talk up his, as a Kane, he's also an underachiever too. The Dallas stuff, you can never argue. That was impeccable. But the other stuff I can question, dude. I can question. Yeah, he built a hell of a defense, but he killed the offense. As good as he was on defense for the Dolphins, he was that bad on offense. Any Dolphin with like some cojones would admit that, Jimmy built the defense. Yeah, but Jimmy destroyed Marino in the offense. So it's a wash. That's why you got embarrassed every time in the playoffs. Your defense wasn't good enough to like shut down. So it's not like it's not like Jimmy drafted the no-name defense, the doomsday defense, the Steel Curtain, the Ravens defense, the Bucks defense of the early 2000s, the Denver defense of 2016, last year's Eagles defense, the Eagles defense that won the other championship too. I don't know if they have any names or whatever. Miami's defense was not like those defenses. It was a good defense. You could win a championship, but you were going to need an offense. So that's where, true Fin fan, I have a problem with a lot of Dolphins out there. Okay? When they praise Jimmy Johnson, it's like, bro, get the fuck out of my face, dude. You know what I'm saying? Just get the fuck out of my face. Let's see. What else do we have? Edward Thurston Howe, but it's the front office that picked 2 donkey coaches in a row. I don't know about that. They picked one. I'm not convinced they picked the second one. So, you're talking about Gase and McDaniel. I hope Gruden. No, I don't want Gruden at all. Oh, Gruden's a clown. Let me ask you something, Edward Thurston Howe. What's the quarterback that Gruden developed, since he's such a quarterback guru and quarterback school and all that shit? What quarterback did John Gruden develop? Tell me, what quarterback did he draft? Did he develop? Where's the guru? Just wondering, where's the guru? It's really not a guru, actually. You know, he had a moment with the Bucks because they had a generational defense, and he, to his credit, he brought in a couple of offensive pieces that were good enough, because that generational defense can carry you. All you needed was a couple of points, something Tony Dungy couldn't do. Tony Dungy goes to Indianapolis, where he had all the points. They just needed some defense. Well, that's exactly what he knows. So it was kind of the perfect storm for both. You know what I mean? You really know what I'm talking about? Like, both are good, but they're really not as good as you think they are. Because they couldn't do it on their own when they had the team setups. They needed that extra push, and they had to go somewhere else where the foundation was already there. You know, I know defense, but I don't know offense. Let me go to Indy. I know offense, but I don't know defense. Let me go to Tampa. You know? So sometimes you're Barry Switzering the thing and you're in the right place at the right time. Doesn't really mean that you're the guy. Okay? So that's where I wouldn't call Gruden the guy. And in this situation, there's no, put it this way, Edward Thurston Howe, if you bring Gruden here, I will bet anybody money he will be a failure. I will bet everybody money that he will be a failure. Okay, you come bring the money and I'll take your freaking money, dude. I'll take your freaking money. Okay? I think John Gruden is as overrated as it gets. But media does a thing and it convinces you people, and they're out there with sound bites and all that bullshit and talking with these young quarterbacks and all that, and it hypes you up to think that he's the guy. He's not the guy. He's not the guy. You know, he had a little moment, had a little window, took advantage. God bless him. He won it. Move on, go. It's over, bro. Let it go. Let it go. Okay? He ain't the guy. I hope somebody hires him, not my Dolphins, but I hope somebody hires him, because I'd like to make the point that he will fail and watch him fail. Okay? Because this is all media bullshit hype that Edward Thurston Howe and others buy into when it comes to John Gruden. Let's see. Big O, is this cornerback room we now have the worst we've ever had? We go back to those Jerry Wilson days. They were pretty bad. Jamar Fletcher, Jerry Wilson, all that kind of stuff. But, you know, we would have Sam Madison and Pat Surtain around there at times, so that helped. Even when they were older in the back end. No, No, this could be one of the worst secondaries we've ever had. This actually, you know what? I should not say that. You know, the Bud Brown, JB Brown, you know, those, oh my God, those secondaries were bad. It's right up there with those. Now that I think about it, I'm going to go with those JB Brown, Bud Brown type defenses. Yeah. Yeah. And especially as the Blackwoods got older too and all that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was bad. That was bad in those days. William Judson and shit. Yeah. Paul Langford and shit. Whew. Oh, my God. Yeah, this gives me, I reminisce now. Yeah, walking through the park and reminiscing. Yeah, I'm reminiscing. Paul Langford, J.B. Brown, Bud Brown, William Judson. Oh, those were the days. Oh, man. That was bad. That was bad. Yes, sir.
All right. Dolphins defensive tackle Zach Sealer not practicing today. He's wearing cap and no pads, and nobody has seen or spotted Achan out on the field as of yet. Chop is on the field. And then no Hill or Phillips, of course. But that's
yeah. Okay. Hill, Phillips, and Waddle. How about Waddle?
That is not on anybody. Poupar just put out no Hill or Phillips. He didn't say anything about Waddle.
Okay.
And then Fronis only had Sealer and Achan, so I'm still going through, refreshing as we're talking.
Okay. We'll keep you updated on everything going on in practice, and we'll decipher anything that goes on in practice also for you in the process. If there's anything there, we shall give it to you. Let's see. What else do we have here? I don't mind Zach Sealer not practicing. You know why? I like our young D tackles to get as much time as possible. Do you need to see Zach Sealer? Really? Does Zach Sealer really need to practice that much? I don't need to scrimmage him or put him in a preseason game and risk him. I just need him to get his regular reps in, get him playing. He's a made man. You know, like kind of in the mafia when you're like a made man. Zach Sealer is a made man. I don't need to see any more from him. He'll be fine. Play me Taylor. Play me Biggers. A ton of Grant. Get the young big boys playing and get them reps. Get them used to NFL talent. Get them in the games. And whatever they end up facing will be the best competition they faced, even in college. And that'll be the way I would like to work it. I don't need to see jack shit from Zach Sealer at all. I don't. Let's see. Oh, people have been listening too much of Mike at Dolphins Talk. If they actually want Gruden, dude is a mediocre coach. Oh, why? Mike at Dolphins Talk wants him? Yeah, I would disagree with him too on that. I would disagree with anybody on John Gruden. John Gruden is not the guy. It's just not the guy, dude. You know. Again, did he draft anybody that he developed? What kind of a quarterback guru is this? I'm not sure. Why have we made somebody a quarterback guru that isn't a quarterback guru? At least when Ron Wolf had the history, had the reputation, the history went with it. Okay? You know, when Bill Walsh has the reputation, well, that's because the history went with it. Andy Reid has the reputation because the history is going with it. The Shanahans have the history. And there you go. Sometimes you prove that you can draft and develop quarterbacks. Others, I don't understand this. Like the guy in Minnesota, what's his name now? Son of a bitch. That guy, he gets the best out of all those quarterbacks.
Isn't it Connolly?
Something like that.
Kevin Connolly or something?
Kevin Connolly. Yes. O'Connell, I think it is. Right? Yeah. That, and show me, bro. Show me. Where is it from John Gruden? I must have missed it. Oh, you've watched a lot of episodes of QB School. I got it. Okay. I got it. Paul Langford, JB Brown, those backfields were god-awful. Both of them helped Andre Reed and Thurman Thomas get their numbers. Well, they were going to get numbers anyways. But against us, they were racking it up, dude. Racking it up. Oh, man. Why should a coach have to develop a QB going into his 5th or 6th season as a starter? Maybe the problem runs deeper. Chris, I think you need to develop quarterbacks every year. You're developing your starter. You're making sure your backup is ready, something McDaniel doesn't know how to do. And then my third guy would be my developmental quarterback that I'm also working on. That's kind of the way it goes. That's the way I want things, that's the way I would envision stuff as a front office guy and as a head coach and as a QB coach. I would want my starter, and then I would want to have the best backup possible being prepared. And then I want a third guy that's a young guy that I'm working on to mold just in case the shit hits the fan. So I think when it comes to quarterback development, that's a constant thing that doesn't stop. The problem we have here is we have a head coach that doesn't develop any of his quarterbacks. That's the other misconception out there. McDaniel, save Tua. Bullshit, dude. Please stop with that already. If he was a real QB guru, then other QBs would be succeeding. Tua is a success at high school, at the college level, and even at the NFL with a coach that hates him and another one that's incompetent. By the way, I'm sorry, the coach that hates him and was incompetent because he had like 3 different offensive line coaches, 3 different quarterbacks coaches, 4 different offensive coordinators, or 3 different offensive coordinators, whatever the hell it was. I mean, he had a crap combination of just a revolving door around everything that had to do with the offensive position, which is completely detrimental to any quarterback, except for Tua, who still wins more than he loses, still throws more touchdowns than interceptions, and doesn't have much talent around him or any brains and coaching, yet still did better than he did worse under Flo. Isn't that weird? Maybe because he's really good. Maybe. And, everything he's done with McD, maybe it's because he's really good. Maybe. It's not because they're good. You know what I mean? But if you were actually good or great at your job, then you actually will see the heights with Tua. But you'll never see the heights with Tua because you're not good or great at your job. Just like Dan Marino. Isn't it interesting? You never achieved any heights with Dan Marino. Why? Because you weren't very good at your job. What a coincidence. What a monster coincidence. If Shula was only good at his job, Marino would have won. But since Shula sucked at his job, which was personnel, Marino paid the price. Those are the facts. Bud Brown, Paul Langford. You know what I'm saying? Sammy Smith. When you're not good at your job, you will bury your team. And that's what Don Shula did down the stretch. Buried his team. Yes, sir, Sean.
We got some updates from training camp.
Oh, give me good ones.
Travis Wingfield Waddle working today, makes an impact right away. First play of 7-on-7 is a Tua dot with toe drag swag in the back of the end zone. Next play is a touchdown to Ezekama. Miami D forced 2 checkdowns to start the period. And Melefonwu blankets Jamo, incomplete pass. So there we go. Those we're looking good. They're fighting back. They're fighting back.
The fighting fish. The fighting mammals are back because we're not fish, right?
Playing with a porpoise.
There you go. There you go. There you go. Now we need my buddy, the positive porpoise. Well, at least we got some good news there. Waddle playing well, which, no surprise. So that's good. Waddle is not that you're going to have a good season anyway. It's at least better to have some good news than have bad news on a consistent basis. All right, let's get to our 3A Graphics sports calendar and the amazing Alan Blanco. If your company, corporation, school, entity, whatever it is, needs custom printing and embroidery, uniforms, whatever it is you need, call Alan Blanco. They can get it done for you. You do all that stuff by Zoom, and then they ship it to you right away. 786-618-1443. The news is good. Yes. Because it looks like Chop Robinson. Well, it was a rib injury, not arm, not wrist, not shoulder, like many reported in the media all over the place because they had no idea. I think I've told you many, many times they're very quiet about injuries in that building. I think I've said that over and over if you've listened over the years. Anyway, it is a rib, but he's back at practice today, which is really good. Tyreek is not practicing along with Jalen Phillips and others that were expected to miss, but Jalen Waddle is back and had a touchdown already early on in practice. Also, one more move for the Miami Dolphins. They sign offensive lineman Yandi Kajust, the former Miramar High product. They placed Jermaine Ifedi on the IR with a torn tricep. His season is over. And in other free agent moves, cornerback C.J. Henderson, the former Jags first rounder, signs with the Falcons, and according to reports, he picked the Falcons over other suitors. No word if the Dolphins were one of those suitors. That we may never know. All right. Saturday at 7:30, Chase Stadium, Inter Miami taking on the LA Galaxy. We'll see injury-wise who returns. And then Saturday at Pitbull Stadium, 7:30 also, Miami FC will be taking on Louisville City FC in USL action. That is your 3A Graphics sports calendar. All right. Any updates there, Sean, from camp? Do we have any reports from the dudes, Lions, Dolphins, anything going on? Let's see. Travis Wingfield said, had a great view of Tua manipulation rep. He pumps to Eskridge on the pivot. High defender moves with it. Then Tua replaces him with a dot to Malik for 6. There you go. What do you got for me?
Zach Wilson, fastball to Tariq Black in the back of the end zone, keeps the toes down, makes the catch going to the ground. Next play, Zach finds Taj for a TD. Back to the D, Dotson sticks a check down for a gain of 2. Man, dude, we're dominating the Lions today, buddy.
Zach Wilson with 2 interceptions, now 2 touchdowns. About that.
That's so Zach, right?
The MILF monster is responding. That's it. He's hitting it like a babe in Boca in her 50s. That's what he's doing. Because the babes, the babes in Boca, just because they're 50 or 60, they're babes still. Because they've got that extra work on them. The Dow, by the way, is down 79 points. The S&P is down just over a point. The NASDAQ is barely up. So we got that going on the Bitcoin front. Bitcoin is at 118,882, trying to make it back to 119 again. And Ethereum is at 4,666, the number of the beast. Hell and fire was spawned to be released. Torches blazed and sacred chants swept. Oh, I'm sorry. It's getting a little crazy here. What else do we have here going on? I would be willing to wager the DBs who were part of the 87 replacement team are better than our current secondary. Hey, holy shit. Hold on a second. Dude, we got Lifford Hobley out of there. Lifford Hobley was a decent football player, actually. I would put it this way. I wouldn't put Lifford Hobley in the Paul Langford conversation or J.B. Brown or Jerry Wilson or whatever, dude. Or some of these guys that we have here now. That's a very interesting point. I might take Lifford Hobley, who we got from the scrubs, okay? Because it was an interesting story that out of all the scabs, the Dolphins did find a player in Lifford Hobley. And so they brought Lifford Hobley on. And if I remember correctly, I think the transition for Lifford Hobley was a little odd, right? Because he was a scrub that became a regular player. And I could argue that maybe no guy right now is better than Lifford Hobley at the cornerback spot, obviously, because he wasn't I believe Lifford. Can you look it up? I'm pretty sure Lifford Hobley was a corner, not a safety. I want to say, Sean. I want to say he was a corner, not a safety. So obviously Mink is a better football player than Lifford Hobley. But Lifford Hobley was a decent football player, dude. That he was a respectable football player. He's not a guy that I can make jokes of Jerry Wilson all freaking day. Paul Langford all day long. Okay? We have corners in our history that we can make like big time jokes. Lifford Hobley is a guy that I have respect for as a Dolphins fan. He was a solid pro. Now, I'm not going to tell you he was a great player or a very good player or anything like that, but he was a solid pro. That's it. That's what I would go with. So you might be onto something. I'm hoping Storm Duck develops, but yeah. Actually, out of the scrubs, we got Lifford Hobley. So, yeah. What else do we have?
Looks like he was a safety.
Huh?
Looks like he was a safety. There's a lot that just say defensive back, and then there's one that says former NFL safety. So
okay, maybe I was wrong. Maybe he was safety so long ago.
Most of them just say defensive back, though. So I don't know exactly. There's only one here. Football.
But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. It was a long time ago. I could forget things. I mean, I'm a human being. But Lifford Hobley would be, yeah. Outside of Minka, yeah. That's funny. Memories, man. Lifford Hobley. Yeah, I remember that. That was a very cool story, actually, in those days. The MILF Hunter in action. That's right, because silver foxes are taking notes. That's right. What do you got, Sean?
No, I just went to see like his teams that he was on. He was like signed and released. So the Dolphins, just this one, I'll just put.
Okay.
The Dolphins released him 9/7/87. Then they signed him 9/8/87. Then they activated him. Then he got an exemption. 9/23. It's just weird. It's like he's got like all these teams, but everything's signed, release, signed, release, signed, release, signed, release.
You're a fringe player,
Yeah.
You're a rotational guy. That's kind of the way it goes, But a solid pro. I'd respect for Lifford Hobley. What else do we have? We're looking better today because it takes McDaniel 2 times to get better. Better. Yep, leader. Yes, Jarvis Williams was not a good DB, Jeff. You are correct. Yeah, it was Jarvis Williams and Jackson. Yeah, it was Jackson, the kid that ate himself out of the league. Calvin Jackson. That's it. That's it. Jarvis Williams and Calvin Jackson, right? Yeah, Calvin Jackson was actually a decent player, but he ate his way out of the league. Literally ate his way out of the league. A DB ate his way out of the league. It's odd. It's odd. You would see Calvin Jackson, you're like, damn, bro. Put a little weight on there, man, and he'd still I would imagine that I would love to hear the stories of weight fights, the fight about his weight behind the scenes with Shula and Calvin Jackson, because it must have been entertaining to say the least. But yeah, sometimes players eat their ways out of the league. Hot Plate Williams did that in basketball. God, what's the name? His kid is in the league now. He played for the Phoenix Suns. Super talented. He ate his way out of the league too. Big guy. He could dribble and shoot. And oh man, no, his son plays hockey. That's what it is. It's Popeye Jones and Seth Jones. That's what it is. Popeye Jones, Seth Jones from the Panthers. His dad, Popeye Jones, ate his way out of the league also. Really talented guy. And if he would have kept his weight down, Popeye would have not eaten his way out of the league. Another guy named John L. Williams or something like that was also, we called him Hot Plate Williams. Ate his way out of the league. Yeah, it happens. Sometimes it happens, unfortunately. Guys will eat their way out of the league. Food is good, man. I'm guilty of it. Can't say I'm not. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it could happen. Let's see. Maybe Jackson thought DB meant double butter. It could be. McDaniel or Tom Olivadotti. Holy Olivadotti. Oh man. Let me see if we got any updates from camp. Travis says, had a great view of Tua manipulation rep. He pumps to Eskridge on the pivot. High defender moves in, then Tua replaces him. Oh, I saw this already. I read this one with the dot to Malik. Nothing new after that. That's it.
Yeah.
Now we got something. Lions first team possession is a 3-and-out. 2 runs set up by a 3rd and 1. Then Jordan Brooks scrapes off Kenny Grant, stacks and blows Gibbs up for a loss. Chop, by the way, was in for the first team rep. Okay. Lions taking everything short in the red zone period, and Miami D is raking at the ball right there at the catch. Willie Gay puts a hit on pass catcher. Then John Saunders punches it free for the turnover. So the boys came out a little bit firing today. Absent from practice, according to Isaiah Smalls, Devon Achane, Andrew Mayer, Austin Jackson, Byron Mathos, Alec Ingold, Ashton Davis, Mo Kamara, Tyreek Hill. Zach Sealer is there, but he doesn't have pads or a helmet on, and same for Jalen Phillips. I'm fine with that. I don't need to see Devon Achane at all. Don't need it whatsoever. So I'm good with that. Thank you, Isaiah Smalls, for passing it on, passing the information on. You got anything on the Lions side to see what they're reporting there, Sean? Because that would be good to get a little bit on the Lions front and see what their team, what their writers are saying about anything Lions-wise.
I'll take a look at that now.
Okay. Question House says Wingfield is our best camp performer every year. Big time reporting out of him. Yeah, he does a great job describing all the stuff that goes on. He does. He does. He's a football nut, too. That's the thing. He's a junkie. So it's really good. I'd like to get him away from the team. And then, you can get complete transparency. You know what I'm saying? Because once you work with the team, you can't get complete transparency. But, yeah, he does a phenomenal job of explaining what goes on in plays. He watches a ton of film. He's learned from a lot of the guys in the building, all of that. Travis is one of the best, there's no doubt, and a tireless worker. And he gets everything he deserves. I just hope he gets I hope he gets to do things away from the corporate umbrella at one point in his career. That's all I'm saying. I just hope that. I hope that happens. Dolphins blow up another run as Britt beats Dan Skipper for the stuff. Skipper starts a fight after the whistle. Dolphins sideline buzzing. So far, you've got a good start. Patrick Paul had a really nice ISO rep on Aiden Hutchinson on a Tua Tawato completion, sunk into the bull rush and stood him up. So that you want to see a Patrick Paul, Aiden Hutchinson, that right there, that's what I will pay to watch in practice. That's my favorite. When I get to watch the O and the D line, those are my favorite practices. There's nothing better and how to find out about your team than in the O and the D line practices. So it's good. And it's good to see Patrick Paul continuing to look good and into year 2. And his first year is starting. Okay. That is awesome. 100 billion, by the way, has been wiped out from the crypto market in the last 24 hours. Yep, that's what a terrible PPI report will do for you. Oh, man. Don't forget, you can make a donation to the show, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. And, of course, Jeff Welt and Daniel Rayom, proud sponsors of our program. We love talking about Welt and Rayom. They are our bookend tackles. And if you need someone to protect you from these insurance companies, they love to collect your premium. But then when it comes to them living up to paying and protecting you, they give you a hard time. And when you call them and they send their adjusters are working for them, not for you. This is why you got to call Welt and Rayom first. If you have any issues, bankruptcy, homeowner property damage, condo damage, criminal defense, business owner claims, commercial litigation, personal injury. But if you have any damage to your home or business, never call the insurance company. Never. I know it sounds crazy, right? No, but it makes all the sense in the world. You call Jeff Welt and Daniel Rayom first. They have their own adjusters who are working for you. And then they will go there to make sure they get all the real damage that's done to your property and to make sure that the insurance company is going to pay for it. I saw it firsthand with Progressive. They wanted to lowball the hell out of us for our deal. And Welt and Rayom, Jeff Welt and Daniel Rayom brought them to their knees. In fact, the guy that was representing Progressive got fired. Okay. That's how much they schooled Progressive, and we got our money and we fixed our wall. Okay. So the insurance companies don't give a shit about you. I don't think I need to really tell you that, but Jeff Welt and Daniel Rayom, they care, man. 954-966-4646. Consultation's completely free. So it doesn't hurt to pick up the phone and explain your situation. They'll tell you if you have a case or not. And if they even can't help you, maybe it's a case, the type of case they don't handle, they'll lead you to a lawyer that can. That's the kind of people that they are, because some of our listeners have called them, and then I've gotten the story after, either from them or from some of you. Hey, I called well, but they don't handle this, but they led me to somebody that was really good and all that. So, it's lawyers know the other good lawyers just in case. So explain your situation. Maybe they can cover it. They handle most everything, but sometimes there are situations that they don't. 954-966-4646. They are just enormous people, just great people, big hearts, and they really do the job for you. Welt and Rail. All right. Let me see what we got here in practice. If we've got anything new, I don't know if you found anything on the Detroit side, Sean, to see if anything's kind of juicy. Paul throws a DB to the ground on an Achane run. I thought Achane wasn't in. On the outside that wins the corner, DB jumps up and throws a punch at Pat, who just walks back to the huddle. Ref saw it, though, tacked on 15. Oh, my God. Wow. Our offense stood up for itself. Damn. Somebody call Teron Armstead and tell him, because that's how it's supposed to happen. Not hindsight. That ain't hindsight. It's exactly what I was talking about. Okay? I like it. Tua hits Eskridge from about 30 yards down the middle. Nice throw on the back shoulder against the trail defender and good adjustment by D. Okay? All right. Kenny G now has a stuff on Gibbs' run. Made quick work of the block and swallows up the runner, but Goff goes back to St. Brown on the next play for a couple 4-yard touchdown. Jordan Phillips took the center for a 3-yard ride and tackled the ball carrier with him. Gay and Biggers were there for the party too. Bitch. That's what I'm talking about. That's not. How come they're not pointing? Oh, they're taking him to the ground now. Screw it, bro. It's football. Love it. Love it. Apparently a fight broke out between Dolphin defense and Lions offense. Punches thrown. Couldn't see what happened, but benches definitely cleared, according to Isaiah Smalls of the Miami Herald. Strong stuff by Wingfield and Smalls. You're helping us, Smalls. You're helping us. Jalen Wright, according to Wingfield, a good physical run with Paul leading the way. 52 is throwing people around today. What a concept. Sean, do me a favor. Give me 30 seconds here real quick because I got to turn on the AC. It's getting a little sticky in the studio.
It starts every morning before the sun comes up. Projects are laid out. Plans are made. Equipment is fueled and loaded with inventory to handle all service requests. Orders are given to an army of skilled landscape maintenance professionals, certified arbor trimmers, irrigation technicians, and licensed pest management experts who fan out to communities and businesses all over South Florida. Experienced, on time, and dependable. Our staff is fully trained, licensed, and insured. Contact us by phone, email, social media, or through our website to answer all your landscape questions. We are Cutter's Edge. Total Landscape Solutions.
All right. Thank you all out there for tuning in. Appreciate it. Had to turn on the air. It's getting a little sticky in the studio. Were you going to say something, Sean? Did I hear something there? No? Okay. All right. What else do we have going on in the world of sports? Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo. Ho Yoon, thank you, sir, for the love on Venmo. Again, appreciate you, sir. Thank you very much. Appreciate your generosity. As always, you are the man. And he just puts simply, have a great day. Thank you, Ho Yoon. Ray, thank you, sir, for the love on Venmo. He says, happy Bitcoin Thursday. Go XRP. Watch out for ADA and H-bar. Well, I'm an H-bar and ADA guy. My bag is smaller now for ADA. H-bar, I love. I've been an H-bar strong supporter for a while now. So yeah, I like H-bar in a big time way. So yes, I'm with you there, my brother. All right, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo, and you can make a Bitcoin or Ethereum donation as always, and we appreciate that as always. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you to Ho Yoon and thank you to Ray. Appreciate that. Thank you. BigCheeseMiami.com. Tomorrow, Manny Navarro will join us for our BigCheeseMiami.com NIL and recruiting report as we get closer and closer to the start of the Canes season. I'm terrified of the Dolphin season, but man, I am so freaking jacked for the Canes. And BigCheeseMiami.com, great way to prepare for Canes games, party platters, all that kind of stuff, tailgating. You can do all of that. 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue. Call them 305-662-6855. And when you go there, tell them that Big O sent you. The food is amazing. Lasagna and pizza, all kinds of pasta. Go check it out. And those garlic rolls are to die for. Love it. BigCheeseMiami.com. All right. Sean, were you going to say something?
Yeah, I was going to say everything's pretty quiet on the Lions front, so the Dolphins must be doing pretty good. Colton Pouncey did send out Jared Goff with 3 straight TDs to end 11-on-11 end zone period. TDs to Saint, Montgomery, and Jamo. But that's all he sent out, and that was 4 minutes ago. Another, not necessarily a beat writer, but a Lions podcaster that's out on practice was saying that I guess the first 2 reps of 11-on-11, there were sacks by Hutch, and then it's been penalty-filled, a lot of refs throwing the flag today.
Okay.
But that's pretty much it. So Dolphins must be doing good.
Need it. I mean,
Because yesterday the Lions beats writers were every play was being diagnosed. Now today, not so much.
Right. And, well, I mean, you got to show some scruples. You know what I'm saying? And I'd like to see that the old linemen are actually, standing up for themselves. So, got to have that. I wasn't a fan of Paul at first, but I think we found the left tackle. I mean, you got to give the kid a chance. You know what I'm saying? So, we have to give him at least an opportunity. Pat in Nashville, I think we just felt another earthquake here in Nashville. Wow, really? Holy crap. True FinFan still hurts. I just kicked the dash on my work truck as I read your message. LOL. The Colonel says, "Oh, why are you hating on Reek so much? The guy is a top 3 weapon in all of football. He is the one that makes our offense work. You should appreciate his talents, brah." Hey, dude, I get it, bro. You're one of those Neanderthal fans that just doesn't give a shit about the fact that he's unprofessional and doesn't run the right routes and drops footballs in key moments. And, as much as he helps you, he also hurts you, too, at the same time. But that's all right, dude. I get it. You're one of those fans that can't handle, the real criticism. Nothing about Tyreek should be accepted. That's all. Tyreek is a loser until proven otherwise, just because he can actually catch the ball once in a while. Yeah, none of that means anything to me, bro. I don't have respect for people that quit. You have respect for people that quit. Says a lot about you, my brother. The fact that the guy quits on your team, the guy talks shit about the team. He wants out, but he's realized that nobody's trading for him. Nobody wants him at that price. So he's stuck like Chuck. So now he has to act like he's trying to belong. If you want to believe phoniness, a guy that constantly leaves women, a guy that has 400 kids with 300 different women, my brother, you should have been a woman because you'd be more forgiving for him. So it would be good. So yeah, I don't go for that. Yes, sir.
David Fronis just sent out per Tom D'Angelo,
Mhm.
watching the Dolphins offense after completion to Waddle for a nice gain, Tua's next pass knocked down, then a sack by Hutchinson. Also, Patrick Paul punched in head by Rock Yasin. Jalen Wright steps in.
Okay, there you go. Show some fire, bro. Show some balls. I like it. Some of my Dolphins brains. Mitch, Captain Saki is in the house. Brett says perhaps NFL exhibition games should allow fighting, assigning combatants 5-minute majors, 2 minutes for instigating in a penalty box like the NHL. Yeah. No, I don't want to. No, we'd lose too much. We'd lose a lot more. M. Brown, BMCD. You can't trade Tyreek. Okay. They're stuck with Tyreek. It'll be at the trading deadline. The real opportunity to trade Tyreek will be at the trading deadline, as we've repeated over and as we've told people for months now. They were stuck. Okay. Tyreek had no way of getting out because if they trade him, then the cap hit and everything, they really cannot be competitive at all. At least now they can sell it to people and you guys have to somewhat buy it. I'm not buying it, but you can buy it. Let's see. True Fin Fan goes, I live for this. When some moron says something stupid and Big O sees it and responds, it's instant classic and a class in session. I mean, if you're going to be forgiving of a guy that all he does is constantly screw up, that's kind of sad, dude. Like, you're kind of pathetic. Really. That's kind of the way it looks, unfortunately. So HN is practicing because they said they had not seen HN, so that's good. Okay, not found. Well, he was found on the field, which is absolutely awesome. By the way, did you see Taylor Swift at all last night? Anything? I didn't watch a damn thing. I didn't really give a shit about that. But I would imagine a lot of people did. Did any of you out there watch the Taylor Swift thing on Kelsey or anything? Yeah.
I was not one of the 1.3 million people that watched it live, and it's already up to 44 million views.
You knew it was going to get like crazy ass numbers, dude. Are you kidding me? It's one of the top 2 pop stars in the world, right? What is it? Her and Beyonce? 1, 2. I don't know which one's 1, one's 2. I don't know, whatever. But they're so damn powerful. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm definitely not surprised with all of that. So I did not see it. If anybody has any comments about it or anything they saw, you can send it in. But yeah, I did not. There was no part of me that wanted to watch it. On the entertainment side, 35 years ago today, the soundtrack for the movie Pump Up the Volume came out today. And if you've never seen this Christian Slater movie, it's actually an entertaining movie. Okay? But what I really like about that movie is the soundtrack. The movie's entertaining in itself, but it's got a great soundtrack. And it's funny too, because Christian Slater, and I forgot the name of the girl with the red hair that's in that movie. She's also in the same movie with him, and what is it, Face Off or whatever, with Travolta or whatever. She's also in that movie. So it's kind of funny how they made kind of back-to-back movies together during that stretch. But there's a song from Ivan Neville called Everybody Know Why I Can't Fall in Love. And or Everybody Knows Why I Can't Fall in Love. And let me tell you, dude, that is such an underrated song. And there's a whole bunch of other songs in that, Talk Hard, all kinds of stuff, Kick Out the Jams. Henry Rollins does MC50s, Kick Out the Jams, but in their own head, in their own way. And good soundtrack, dude. I saw that today on social media, that today's 35 years, which is absolute insanity how time flies. 35 years already at this point. It's crazy. All right, let me give you musicians born on this date before I get back to wrapping up here with football and everything going on. Kevin Catagon, I think. Anyway, Third Eye Blind, 1970. Mark Collins from the Charlatans, or the Charlatans UK, guitarist, born in 1965. Jez Willis from the Utah Saints, born in 1963. Sharon Bryant from Atlantic Star, born in 56. Slim Dunlap from The Replacements, born in 1951. Bruce Thomas from the Elvis Costello and the Attractions, born in 1948. George Newsom from the Climax Blues Band, born in 1947. Larry Graham, bass guitarist, with Sly and the Family Stone, born in 1946. And David Crosby, guitarist and founding member of the Byrds and Crosby, Stills and Nash, born in 1941. That is musicians born on this day. Let's go with famous people. Remember, if I don't give you an age, that means they have passed away. Okay? American West legend Doc Holliday, born in 1851. Baseball Hall of Famer Earl Weaver, born in 1930. Let's see. Comedian actor Steve Martin, born in 45. He is 80. Susan St. James, the actress, born in 46. She's 79. Writer Danielle Steele, born in 47. She's 78. Actor Jackie Harry, born in 56, 69 today. Actress Marcia Gay Harden, born in 59. She's 66. Hall of Famer Magic Johnson, born in 59. He's 66. We go with actress Susan Olsen, born in 61. She's 64. Halle Berry, happy birthday to perfection. Born my year, 66. She's 59. Happy birthday, Halle. God broke that mold, bro. Made that and said, that's it. It's over. There's only one. Mila Kunis, born in 83. She's 42. Hall of Fame, College Football Hall of Famer Tim Tebow, born in 87. He's 38. Actor Marseille Martin, born in 2004, 21. And that is it. Sean Stanley, do you have wrestlers born on this date?
Yes, sir. We actually have a pretty good list today. NWO Sting, he turned 63. Kofi Kingston of the New Day is 44. DIY's Johnny Gargano turns 38. Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert was born on this date in 1961. The other Nature Boy, Buddy Landell, was born on this date in 1961. Beautiful Bobby Eaton of the Midnight Express was born on this date in 1958. Mr. Bob Backlund, he turned 76 today. And the daughter of The Rock, Ava, she turns 24 on August 14th, 2025.
All right. So MicroStrategy has officially rebranded to Strategy Inc., holding 628,946 Bitcoin as the largest corporate Bitcoin holder. Okay. All right. I like it. All right, where are we going? Yes, sir. What do we got? Anything camp going on?
Not camp related, but I don't know if you've been following this or even if you're into this, but apparently the NFL can be put on trial over civil claims that Brian Flores and other black coaches face discrimination. A federal appeals court ruled Thursday, finding insurmountable flaws with a league arbitration process that would permit Commissioner Roger Goodell to serve as arbitrator. The Second U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals in Manhattan upheld Judge Valerie Caproni's ruling that Flores can proceed with claims against the league and 3 teams: the Denver Broncos, the New York Giants, and the Houston Texans. If you remember, that same Judge Caproni was the one that ruled in 2023 that Flores must pursue his claims against the Miami Dolphins, who had fired him through arbitration.
Still got to prove it. You know, I know for the Dolphins, please. I mean, it's a stupid lawsuit. So the Dolphins aren't even close to being any kind of racist or anything like that, dude. They hire all kinds of people, nationalities, colors, sexes, everything. So it definitely, he has no case there. But maybe in other places, I'm not saying it can't happen. You know what I'm saying? All I know is that under Stephen Ross, yeah, no, they've got diversity there all over that damn organization. So yeah, that part just, you know, it don't fly, as they say. What else do we have? Nothing new, I think, outside of that. No, it looks like nothing on camp outside. A good day, it looks like, which they had a decent day, which is excellent, against the Lions.
Sorry,
Yes, sir.
So 2 minutes ago, Nolan Bianchi, who covers the Detroit Lions, sends out a tweet. This is 2 minutes ago, Okay, we know all of that. We've been talking, right? He says 64 minutes into practice, the only successful first team plays ran by Miami in team periods, 2 bubble screens, and a quick slant.
Okay. So, all right, I thought they said a 30-yarder.
Yeah, and that again, I'm giving it from the Detroit Lions side, but I don't know. Again, we saw yesterday that the Detroit Lions writers were all over talking about how bad everything was going. They have not been that way today, and now they're starting to send out all of a sudden 64 minutes into practice, all this is happening. So,
yep. Okay. All right. I like it. Steve Martin always looked older than he was because he always had gray. Yeah, he's always had the white hair, gray hair. Yeah, always. Definitely. Come on, Big O. Give that guy a blind ass fan. Yeah, we should, right? For Tyreek you're talking about. Go ahead, Sean. Give that moron a blind ass fan.
Blind ass fan alert. Look out, everyone. We've got a blind ass fan coming through.
All right. There you go. A little blind ass fan action. And thank you as always. Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. And you can make a Bitcoin, Ethereum, Chainlink, or Solana donation too at the same time. What else do we have? Jeff in Long Island. Thank you, sir. Big O, you were referring to Samantha Mathis and Pump. I don't know her name, but yeah, she's cute. And And that song, why I Can't Fall in Love from Ivan Neville, kind of a hot scene too, you know, with her taking off her shirt and all that, and he's like freaking out, and because he's like an introvert in person. I mean, I don't want to give away the movie if you've never seen Pump Up the Volume, but it's actually an entertaining movie, and there are funny parts of the movie too. So I don't know, and some of it goes with a lot of the stuff that's going on in today's world. Actually, now that I think about it. So, Big O, serious question. Would you donate to Tyreek Hill's GoFundMe page for alimony payments? Yeah, as much as I would donate to the government now, you see that the government has a donation button for you to pay for the debt, the 37 trillion that they put us in. Now they have a thing, and even some idiots are actually donating to, a deficit that they created with our money. Now they're asking us to pay more to pay for that. I mean, come on. So yeah, I'll fund that one as much as I'm going to fund that one also. What do you got, Sean? I saw something there. Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to make sure follow up here. David Ferona sent out Eric Ezukama may have been shaken up in a special teams period, and then Cam Smith shed a block and kickoff laid out to drag their turn man down. He had a big hit on defense yesterday. Nice seeing him put his face in the fan. So,
okay, well, that was, surprising that Cam Smith is actually doing something. That's good. But I'm supposed to act shocked that Ezukama got banged up.
I know. It's just like, I'm trying to find out exactly what it was. I don't know if he just got up slow, nothing yet on anything. So I'll keep you updated if anything else comes across.
The guy never plays and he's always injured. He never plays and he's always injured. Like, how many years of this? Dude is fragile as hell, bro. Every time he's getting banged up. Anyway, so I'm sorry, I am a loser. I did not watch Taylor Swift and the Kelseys, so I have no information on that for you. I'm sure you guys were tuning in for a complete breakdown of that, but I don't have any, unfortunately. Did you see Hard Knocks' first episode? I haven't seen the second episode yet, but did you see the first one? Okay. Just, it has nothing to do because I'm a Dolphin. Is it just me? It was boring. It was nondescript. There wasn't really enough characters, any color in the dude, you don't need to show me that Josh Allen's a good dude. Like, I know that already. As much as I want the Dolphins to bury his ass in the ground every time they see him and punish him and beat him by 50, I know the guy's a good person. I've seen that. You know what I mean? As moronic as Bill's Mafia can be, they happen to be some of the most giving people in America. These are facts. I can compartmentalize. I don't know if some of you can, but I can compartmentalize. I don't have a problem with that. Okay? I that comes through. And by the way, I loved watching it again because the guy just repeats what that piece I saw, because I saw a little bit of it on a clip where he explains how the winds could be swirling on the outside, but right here on the field, you won't even feel it at all one bit. And I'm like, awesome, dude. Awesome. Like, okay, you guys wanted to take out your home field advantage. You know what I mean? You have the quarterback with the arm that can throw in that wind, and you're now going to give quarterbacks like our guy an even level playing field now. You know? So when you're on the field, you're not feeling the wind. I love that part. But it was actually, anybody see it? Did you say the same thing? It was boring. I didn't walk away laughing, tripping out about somebody, because you always are like tripping out about a couple of players and characters or something like that. And, that's going to be the guy on this show. That kind of stuff. None of it, dude. Now, I know that they didn't want them there. So maybe they're trying to be as sterile as possible. Maybe that's what it was planned that way. They want to be boring. They want to be nondescript. But I have to say that the first episode was boring. It wasn't the regular entertaining stuff that they create with Hard Knocks. And maybe kudos to the Bills, because maybe this is what they wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? But as a viewer, I'm going to watch it because I watch it every year, no matter what the team is. As much as I hate the Bills or the Jets or the Patriots, if they happen to be on this show, I'm going to watch it because I watch Hard Knocks. Okay, I enjoy Hard Knocks. I'm one of the people, I will admit, I enjoy Hard Knocks. But the first episode, boring. I just want to know, did anybody else feel the same way, that by the time the episode was done, you're like, okay. Yeah, I know Josh is a good dude. Yeah, I know that. And I don't know if you can admit it as a Dolphin fan, but he is. He's a good person. Okay. And that comes through the entire, but that's boring. I'm just saying, you're there to be entertained. And I just can't say that first episode was entertaining whatsoever. Nothing. So that's just me. Anybody agree? Tell me. Disagree? More than welcome to disagree. Let's see. Ross did try to get Flo to 10. Yeah, but Flo's too stupid to figure out all that kind of stuff. I'm ready for another podium segment. There's one. It's audio only. We're not doing it here, so we don't get tagged, because the YouTube reacted on it because we had, the perception of being stoned or whatever. So they didn't like it, so it's all audio. There is a second version of a Stoned at the Podium on audio. There, you just got to go to iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, whatever it is that you download, it's there. When did you load it? Like a week and a half ago, I want to say. About a week and a half ago? Yeah. So scroll down and you'll find Stoned at the Podium. Is it listed? Does it start with Stoned at the Podium? Maybe, because that maybe in the search engine you'll be able to find it a lot easier. But we do have, there's a second Stoned at the Podium, and it happens to be Mike McDaniel. Okay? So go check it out, share it, spread the word. Yes, sir.
It is Stoned at the Podium. It was put up 12 days ago. Stoned at the Podium, number 2, Mike McDaniel.
There you go. It is there. Check it out. Let's see. All they did was talk about Josh Allen 80% of the show. Yeah. It was boring. It was boring. Let's see. I hate the Bills and Jets, but I would cheer for either of them I would cheer for them either in the Super Bowl unless it's against another Super Bowl drought city. Okay. McDaniel dropped the F word every other sentence when the Dolphins were on Hard Knocks to try to act though tough. Made me laugh. Yeah, because he doesn't come off as that at all. Big O, haven't checked the show for a while. Hope you're doing well. Thank you. AK Shark. What is it? The car. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. Please hit the like button. Smash the hell out of the like button. It's very important. I like it. We're up to 128. Let's go. Let's go. Build it up. That's one reason players don't respect McFraud. He is out of his mind thinking he can beat these alpha coaches. Well, it's just kind of the way he can beat the alpha coaches if he actually would coach the right way. You know what I'm saying? Had Flo followed the script, we'd be talking about Joe Burrow possibly. Oh, yeah, for sure, dude. Yes, you would have Joe Burrow here. Yes. 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 Why don't the Dolphins run the ball with the biggest fat guy like the Bears did when it was first and goal? Yeah, I mean, we all want, I mean, those of us with a brain want them to become a dominant team on the ground, my friend. You know? I'm with you, Mitch. I could never root for the Jets, the Bills, or the Patriots. I could never root for them at all. Yeah, I'm with you there. I could never root for them. It's not in my blood. I could never want the Jets, the Bills, or the Patriots to have any success whatsoever. Yeah. No, I literally hate them and want them to lose every single game possible. I know it's impossible because they play each other, but if it was possible to lose every other game that you possibly can, please do it. Please do it. I would love that. And yeah, I don't want to see any of them win any Super Bowl whatsoever. It doesn't make me feel better as an AFC guy or an AFC East guy or anything like that. I'm with you on that one. You know, there's no doubt about that. Ivan on Twitter says, I have no more to give. This has been decades of drain of the will to live. In the meantime, the Heat, Marlins, and Panthers, all champions and contenders regularly. The pain of crushed hopes is unbearable. Well, I wouldn't put the Marlins, or they won their titles. They've never been contenders ever again. And just because they had a little streak here doesn't even make them anything whatsoever. Panthers, yes. And by the Heat are no longer contenders anymore. They're done with that. I mean, were they really a contender when they got to the finals the last couple of years there with Butler? No, they were just lucky to be there. They weren't a contender. They were flukish. That's all. So, Ivan, I am going to disagree on all your points there because the Panthers are the only ones. I get it. You've won recently with the Heat. Okay. And you won with the Marlins in 2003, 22 years ago, and in 97. And with the Dolphins, you haven't won in 50 years. I totally understand that part. But let's not make it sound like right now, currently in the landscape that we have, the Marlins and the Heat are nothing. Only the Panthers matter in this town. And Inter Miami, actually. Inter Miami has enough that they could. I don't think they have enough to win the MLS, but at least they got a shot with the guys they have. You know what I mean? You got to give them a shot with Messi. I don't think they're physical enough or good enough defensively, but, that's a whole other ball game. And now you'll have to talk with the general manager, Lionel Messi, about the team's defense and how they're playing. So when you settle it with Lionel, then, all is good. Yes, sir. What do you got for me, Sean?
Travis Wingfield, about a minute ago, Tua throws a dot to Eskridge in the back of the end zone for a bang-bang TD. Happened 1 yard in front of me. Entire offense came down and celebrated with him. These guys are answering the call today.
All right. Good to see. Very good to see. By the way, we are going to be at Subaru of Pembroke Pines. I see the billboard there. We'll be there next week, next Wednesday, having some fun. Eric Stampone and company. Alan does a great job. He's the general manager out there. Thomas Pierre. It's just some great people out there at Subaru of Pembroke Pines. And by the way, there's the QR code. Or if you go there in person, you tell them that you heard it here on our show and you're going to get $500 off. So if you're looking to buy or lease a vehicle, make sure you mention our name. You'll get $500 off. The 2025 Solterra right now, I love that vehicle. It's one of my choices for 2026. I'm getting a new car. It'll be an SUV. And there's a couple of vehicles that I'm looking at, and two of them are in Subaru. The Solterra is one of them. Okay? We'll see. We'll see. The 2025 Forester is out, $257 a month, 3.9% financing is available, 36-month lease. 2025 Subaru Ascent Premium, you can get it for $357 a month, 3.9% financing. The Outback 2025 model, financing 0% available, $267 a month, the lease feature. The Crosstrek, incredibly popular. You see it all over the place. $225 a month, financing as low as 2.9%. Man, take advantage. The Subaru Legacy, $275 a month. What a beautiful sedan that is. You can hang around with the family. How about the Impreza? You can get it for $199 a month right now. And if you got a young one that is learning to drive, this is a great first car. Super tough, super reliable. Subarus, they're as highly rated as it gets, the highest rated when it comes to customer satisfaction and reliability. Subaru is always number one there every single time. And if your youngin's going to learn to drive a car, give them a tough car. Give them a Subaru Impreza right there. $199 a month, very manageable, 3.9% financing. Go visit our friends there at Subaru of Pembroke Pines and tell them that Big O sent you. Trust me, they will take care of you. And mention that you get $500 off. Yes, sir, Sean.
Aaron Shamklin, one of the, I believe, recently signed, takes a wide run, drops his shoulder to power across the goal line. Keon Smith, the key block, 5-yard score. Detroit Press says Lions defense giving up many TDs early. And then Travis Wingfield comes back with Brunskill, Keon, and Jackson Carmen create a convoy for Mike Boone on a screen, and he waltzes in from 3 yards out.
Nice. Keon, I like to hear that. Keon, poor kid, man, coming back from the knee injury. He's one of those guys that I give a chance, and he hasn't looked good with the brace. I don't know if he's still wearing the brace today, but yeah, that's kind of kept him a little stiff. And sometimes when you're coming back from these kind of injuries, it's a lot of confidence behind it. And until you have that confidence, and maybe that's where Keon is at that point where he has to cross over that threshold that he feels like himself and he can be himself and all that. And you should be able to with knee injuries nowadays. Nowadays, you should be able to come back 100% unless the damage in the cartilage is a lot. And then that becomes a real problem because, regrowing the cartilage and all that other stuff, that becomes a whole different process. And then that becomes a little tougher. But I don't think that that's the case at all with him. So nice to see that maybe it's just one of those things that he's got to get going and get that confidence back to where he was, a couple of years ago before he got injured. Eating at Sports Grill tonight. What do I go with, wings or a sandwich? I go wings there, man. I love their wings so much. I'm going wings. Special grilled. So awesome. So awesome. What else do we have? No real Dolphin fan will ever root for our division rivals under any circumstances ever. I can't. I certainly can never do that. Reporters way overreacted to yesterday's practice. We've known for months we had no O-line depth, no CBs, and lame. Yeah, but it's sensationalism. Remember what I tell you, that they like to build it up to then tear it down? So then they build up hope when there really isn't that much. But then when there's some adversity, it's the worst. That's how the game's played. Instead of just being brutally honest and just say, hey, let me prepare you guys. This may not be a good season. Okay, let's hope for the best, but this is not going to be a good season. So don't be surprised if they struggle because they're thin in a lot of areas. Plus, that coach on the sidelines has not improved in 3 years. None of the writers really tell you that. They don't just brutally say that. And why? Because their editors aren't going to allow them to say that. Because then you'll give up on reading them, just like a lot of you will give up on watching the show or listening to the show because I'm not giving you a ton of hope for the season. And you can't be programmed that way. You need to go to that echo chamber that tells me, I have hope. I have hope. I have hope. I can believe. Yes, it'll happen. That's not what we do here, unfortunately. Let's see. What else do we have? My competitive nature in sports is bad. I'm really bad. I'm the guy that wanted to not just win, but to embarrass you in front of your family, friends, kids, just in sports, though. Yeah, I totally get it. Big Johnson says, Big O, do you recommend any more bands similar to Dirty Honey? I actually enjoyed their stuff so far. Oh, they're so awesome. Rival Sons. You know anything about Rival Sons? There's one. I don't know if you know anything about Greta Van Fleet. Trying to think of young bands that I like. You know what? Let me see if I do this. It might remind me of something. Trying to think of a young band that I'm into, like a Dirty Honey, like a Rival Sons. I know there's a couple. I'm just brain farting right now. If it comes up in my head, I'll pass it on. Ghost, they're not necessarily new. You know, I mean, Rival Sons isn't brand new either, but, you know, they are of the last decade. Well, Rival Sons for sure in the last decade. Ghost, I believe, is like the last 15 years. I'm trying to see if I have a something on my list here that I wrote down, and it has a newer band, rock band, that is. Obviously, I'm not thinking of any pop for you, but rock band. If I think of some, I'll pass it on right now. Turnstile, I don't know enough about them to recommend it. You know, you mentioned it to me already, and I don't know enough about them to recommend them, so that's why I can't mention them. But you could take Pat in Nashville's advice because he's really good, actually. Bad Nerves. How about that? I don't know that one. He goes a little deeper than I do. Let's see. Oh, look for it online. There is a kid who gets an electric wheelchair. Very cool. And he's wearing a Greta Van Fleet shirt. Wish the band knew about it. Okay. Maybe they do. Maybe they do. Is this Tua's fourth or it's fifth year? Fifth year, Anthony. Good to see Jalen Phillips. Yes. The Cats are the only thing great right now. Yes. That is the truth. That is definitely the truth, unfortunately. Anything new also on the front there, Sean Stanley?
They're doing situational. It was end of game. The Lions were driving. They got down to the end zone, 2 seconds left. Goff threw for the end zone. I'm going to butcher this name. Afitu Melifonwu broke it up. He broke up the pass against the former team, and the Dolphins defense won that end of game scenario. The Dolphins offense is now on the same drill.
First play of the new team period from the 50-yard line. Goff launches a bomb to Jamo for a touchdown. Perfect pass. Jamo blew by Efidi Melufawatu and was immediately in his face talking. Saint came over to break it up before it escalated. So I guess good play, bad play.
No, that had happened earlier. Marcel,
right, but just saying good play, bad play.
Yeah. He's been actually pretty good. That was one of the plays. There was a pass that oh, never mind. It just refreshed.
Well, Isaiah said, I'm not going to lie, the Dolphins are actually responding on offense. They clearly weren't happy about yesterday's performance and a lot sharper today, which is, you know, that is respectable. And that's what you want, you know?
It was a 3rd and 16 play, the Dolphins.
The situational period begins with the Dolphins offense and Tua throwing an incompletion. Tua slight pass behind Eskridge, couldn't haul it in. 4th down, incomplete to Tariq Black, who also drew a pass interference. Defender ran into him. Red Zone 11's work begins with Tua finding Tanner Connor for a 7-yarder. Okay. That's good. That is very good. At least it's good to get some good news from these guys and get a response, get some fire from them. I like it. I like it. And who knows? Maybe this gets them motivated to get a little bit more consistency. Who knows? It's not going to, you can't count on your coach if you're the Dolphins. You have to count on yourself to kind of, take them over the top, to be quite honest. All right. Big O, have you listened to the Canadian band, The Pursuit of Happiness? They've been around a long time with many good tunes. The Pursuit of Happiness. I will look it up. The Pursuit of Happiness. The Struts I love. Definitely. I mean, I don't know if that gentleman, but he's got to know the Struts. I mean, the Struts are pretty mainstream already at this point. I'm going to go see the Struts and Dirty Honey soon. Band called Knocked Loose, says Edward Thurston Howe. I'm going to write a bunch of these down since I don't know them. That way I can check it out myself. Nothing wrong with that. I like it. All right. All right. Anything else going on? I think it is time to wrap it up, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate all of you out there. As always, you are awesome. Better day today for the boys, which is good. Now we await for the game on Saturday. And I am going to do a post-game show on Saturday. Okay? Might as well. What the hell? It's what is it, a 1 o'clock game or a 7 o'clock game on Saturday? What the hell? It's 1 o'clock? Okay. All right. So Saturday we will do a post game because it went well last time. I usually don't like doing preseason, but I figured what the hell? You all need a level-headed voice to bring to the table. I'm not bringing any reporters on or anything like that. During the regular season, Furones and Chris Perkins will be joining us fresh from the locker rooms during the post games, like we did last year. We're going to do that. We're bringing Perkins back for the games. Okay. Regular season, I'm only going to have one reporter. I'm not doing that ever again, where I'm going to have 3, 4, 5 guys, and I'm just going over the same things over and over and over and over and over again. It's just no, not doing that. I got to be quite honest, I got bored with that really quickly. It bored the shit out of me. So, one's more than enough. With whatever I know and whatever we get from any of the beat writers, I think we got more than enough, to be quite honest. So we got it covered for you. And we'll have it all for you on Saturday. Any other reaction from the coach or the players or anything like that, we'll have all that stuff too. But we won't have any of the insiders until when it really counts, when it really matters. Then we'll do it there. But we will be on Saturday. We will do a post game and have a little fun and hopefully talk about a decent performance, because it wasn't a good performance against the Bears in practice. It wasn't a good performance in the preseason game. It wasn't a good performance yesterday. So today, let's hope this is a turn of better things to come. You know what I'm saying? Let's hope. Let's pray. All right, folks. Thanks to Sean Stanley, and appreciate all of you out there. Those of you that hit the like button, please continue to hit the like button. Appreciate it. If you can make a donation, appreciate that. Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. Visit our amazing sponsors, EJD Construction, Caneswear, where you could use our code BIG-O10. You will get 10% off. Sloman's Home Shield, 1-800-ALARM-ME. That's 1-800-ALARM-ME. Laser Eye Center of Miami. Great people out there at the Laser Eye Center of Miami. Hialeah Park. Every Tuesday, we're at Hialeah Park, and they're giving away a Corvette on the 30th of this month. So get on down there every time you play the slot machines Every time you play, you get an entry to win that vet. You got to be there in person on the 30th. Subaru of Pembroke Pines, Acura of Pembroke Pines, Toyota of Hollywood. We were there on Wednesday. Whenever you visit any of our amazing sponsors, please make sure you mention our name. That is very, very important. We'll see you tomorrow, 10 a.m., same time, same place, same bat channel.
This is the Big O Show. 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 This is the Big O Show.